Hey, what's up guys? We're back again with a Skeleton King Prince bait deck to charge through opponents' defenses and end their existence. By using Skeleton King, Bomber, Skeleton Dragons, and arrows, you can pave a pathway for your prince to charge onto the tower. Opponents' usual distractions like skeletons and goblins will get blown to bits, allowing the prince to connect to what actually matters. And every time you remove your opponent's distractions to the prince, you're fueling your Skeleton King spam, collecting more skeletons that you'll recycle in your opponent's face. By using multiple tanks to soak up all the damage for your high damage bait cards, this deck becomes a real menace for any opponent, especially when they can't get on top of your Skeleton King ability skeletons, the Goblin Gang, or the Evolved Bomber because you have so many units in front. Let's charge into some games with our spooky skeletons and assert dominance. Thanks to everyone that's using creator code SIRTAG making this channel possible, and check out the pinned comment if you want to see more gameplay on this deck. So we're jumping into a classic challenge here with the deck, and we are using Cannoneer because it is the preferred tower to play. Of course, you could use Princess Tower. I would not recommend using Dagger Duchess because this deck, it is really needing that extra support of the damage per second from the Cannoneer if you want to beat Beatdown, but the Princess Tower works out decently against Beatdown. And yeah, unfortunately, if you're running the Dagger Duchess, she just doesn't have enough firepower and you will get destroyed by anyone that is running a tank deck, especially Golem. It is not a good time. That Hog Rider might not get a hit and barely gets destroyed. Let's go. The Bomber should give us some value here, forcing out goblins from our opponent. That's not a trade that he wants to do. Also, one thing that you have to think about every time that they got Executioner is, can we kill it with this miner, or are we going to get a King Tower activation for our guy? Wait, that is hilarious. How did we get that much value? All right. I genuinely am a bit shocked that that hit the tower instead of hitting the Executioner, but we'll take it. Notice where I'm dropping my Skeleton King. He's off kilter. He's off sides. He's not going... Okay, never mind. I was going to say he's not going to go directly into the tower. And let's go. Opponent decides to troll me. He goes for the tornado to pull the Skeleton King into the tower. No matter what I want, I don't get it. And then I'm going into a Valkyrie. So this is a horrendous position for us to be in. Well played by the opponent. He deserved the damage he got. He played a little bit better than me. So it is what it is. Sometimes you just have to acknowledge that your opponent's a very intelligent investor of their elixir in some points, but it is what it is. Well, you know, this might not be the play for our opponent. That Ice Spirit evolution is pitiful. The fact that it dies and does not give you anything is so insane to me. Out of all the concepts for cards, I think that if I were to design Evolved Ice Spirit, if it dies, it gives you the snow or the slow effect where it dies, no matter what. Like, the Ice Spirit, it gives you a stun and it slows things down, but it only works in the spot where it connects. And that's not how it should be. It should give you the ability to have the ability of the Ice Spirit connecting and hitting wherever it dies, because then you're going to get guaranteed value. It feels bad to have an evolution that is that bad, because you should be able to get value out of your evolutions every single time. Like, for instance, if I split up Evolved Skeletons, I can guarantee you that my opponent's going to be spending 2 elixir on both sides. Right? That's going to be 4 elixir for a 1 elixir evolution. For me, I'm like arrowing and then I'm going to hit other cards, and it's just kind of insane. With Evolved Skeletons, if you split them up, you will always get value. So what can we do here? Maybe I can go in and take the second tower. Look at that Evolved Bomber. What is it doing? Okay, it wants to 3-crown our opponent. I didn't know that was a possibility, but I guess it is. All right, we're going to go for a really aggressive Mortar because we want to use the Mortar to the best of our ability to possibly 3-crown our opponent. I think that would be funny. It's funny, methinks. All right, we're going to go for a Goblin Gang here. Notice the defensive Mortar is going to lock onto the Executioner for the memes. Let me 3-crown. Let me 3-crown. Give me 3-crown or give me death is what we say. Oh, man, we don't actually want to lose. We don't actually want to lose. We'll drop a defensive Mortar. Okay, Clash Royale, you called my bluff. You called my bluff. That wasn't very tough to call my bluff. We will capture this win, and we will jump on to the next one. As you guys can see, we are starting off pretty strong in this classic challenge at 8-1. So 0 losses ahead, hopefully. Maybe we can close it out with a 12-1 victory. That's what we're going for. Let's get on to the next one. Hey, this guy's got the Goblin Drill banner, so y'all already know, gonna be a pretty spooky game if we ever play into that card. Generally, just cycle your evolutions. You can't go wrong with a 4 elixir Mortar at the start when you got Cannoneer, because you are able to beat down any beatdown deck with the Cannoneer destroying with really high damage per second. So I like that. I'm gonna go Goblin Gang here. He is going to go for an Expo, so there's no guarantee that I'm able to defend this, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's go for a Bomber to go and pull that a little bit. And I'm sure you guys are noticing something. This Skeleton King is going to tank for a century, and then I can even pop the ability if I want to, which I should, right? It's just genuinely a better opportunity for us to force out the Electric Spirit, maybe get this Prince directly on the Expo. Yeah! Let's freaking go! He didn't get skeletons down. He had to go for a log. That's hilarious. Why is Prince so broken, man? It's crazy. Like that 5 elixir Prince took half of his tower and killed an Expo and forced out a log. Expo log, that's 8 elixir. My Prince was 5, plus 3. And then for free, plus 3, he paid me 3 elixir to lose half of his tower. That was the service that we delivered to him. So my man got completely scammed by the Red King. He's got a fireball, and that was a phenomenal fireball. His mechanics are on point. Hitting the skeleton dragons and the miner there, that is something that is worthy of praise. There's no doubt about it. So if you guys noticed something, I did apply a lot of pressure, and I did not want to get caught by our opponent going in for an aggressive Tesla. So I'm going to go in for the mortar here because I want him to Tesla on this mortar. And now it's not going to be set up on the side that he wants. So his best mortar counter is literally just like chilling there, and it's not supporting anything else. And we're hoping to spamming the other side. Notice how I set that up? Tesla on the right side would have defended the left side, so I wouldn't have been able to get that spear goblin chip damage. If I had went mortar unprotected on the left, he would have had that Tesla up, and I wouldn't be able to go Skeleton King. I wouldn't be able to drop Goblin Gang. I wouldn't be forcing out anything at all. And also on top of that, pretty sure he would have went for an Expo with that Tesla. So we're keeping up the pressure so he never gets the ability to use the Tesla he's defending with to actually make an offensive play. So remember, he's got Fireball, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go Mortar, drop it slightly off sides. I think this will be fine for us. Possibly getting a good Mortar shot here would be nice. This one, for the one time, beautiful. Forcing the Tesla pop-up too is funny. Just doesn't give him much value whatsoever. He's going to go for another Tesla here. He's starting to tickle me with the Teslas, you know? I see you, sir. He's fireballing on the Skeleton Dragon. He'll get a little bit of damage. I'll eat it. It's fine. Maybe it's a little bit more than a little bit, but it's fine, you know? We're chilling. We're going to use that one skeleton to our... No! The skeleton died! Yo, I trolled myself. I actually played myself. I thought the skeleton would survive and I could go in for a mortar after getting a bomber shot and win the game, but I did not get the bomber shot that I was hoping for, so... A little bit bad, you know, it happens. Our tower is 911 on the right. We're calling for help. It's not going well. It's aight. All right, I bet you he goes Expo. We could make a prediction here, but I don't really want to because I don't know what side he's going to go in. Would like to get arrows value if he goes in the left side, but he shouldn't. He's going to go on the right, as expected. So we're going to let that Ice Wizard do its thing. The Knight should die, hopefully. We're going to drop a defensive mortar here in case he somehow finds his way through, which I think is possible. We got the Skeleton King. We got the Prince. We got this on lock, baby. It's all locked up out here. So I'm going to miner in a spot that's a little bit safer, and then I'm going to go Goblin Gang because he just used his log. So I think he has to drop pretty much everything he owns on defense here, and it might not be enough. He's going to get owned instead. We own your tower, sir. And that's a good win. I like beating Expo. No one likes losing to Expo anytime in Clash Royale. So, you know, 9-1. We keep up the fun. Let's get on to the next one. We have no plans of losing today, only making our opponents lose their minds. So I don't mind that he has a aggressive Dagger Duchess. It is the most annoying tower to play against when you're running bait. So I'm not going to be dropping so much dual lane pressure for the most part. I think I'm going to go in the same side as all of our spam because we can overwhelm the Dagger Duchess. She has a finite amount of arrows and then she doesn't replenish them very quickly anymore. So pretty easy for us to deal with. However, that bomber will not get a hit on the tower. So anything 2 elixir or less will get overwhelmed very, very easily for the opponent. Just something to keep in mind. We're going to pop the Skeleton King ability. He should arrows this or drop a spell. If he doesn't, he's insane. He's insane. Okay, yeah, he's going to arrows it. Makes sense. But does it even matter? The Prince damage is getting even fatter. Oh my gosh. Dude. Yep. This is how the deck works. It really works like that. You go in for a push. You push your opponent out of the game, and then they cry. It's that easy sometimes. So I want to 3-crown this guy. I want to see if we can assert utter dominance right now. It's not even about winning the game. It's about beating them down so bad that they never want to enter into a Clash Royale match again. That's not really what it is about. I'm just saying that for the memes, but you guys already know. I could lose this game still. There's still a possibility since he has Royal Recruits and he's got Skeleton Barrel. He's got a lot of bait cards, and I'm looking at my tower, and I'm like, yeah, Jake, you've got a Cannoneer. It doesn't do so well in a bait card, so we're going to drop a defensive mortar here, and hopefully we're able to stop those. Yeah, very, very cool. Because we get the Skeleton King to go aid us on the defensive journey. Going back, our brother in arms is always leaving our defense equipped on defense against whatever bait cards our opponents have. So we're going to go in for this, and we'll pop in arrows, I think. I think that's just a better play generally here. We want to clean up those Spear Goblins. He's not going to do it. That's unfortunate. Ooh, the Spirit Goblin still got that last little slap there. I don't know what it was thinking, but it got some value, so we'll take it. All right, we're going to go in for... Ooh, see, this is what I was talking about. This is the spooky time, because if we don't go Evo Bomber here, we don't get to clean up the right side. But the Skeleton Dragons, they're pretty bad at defending against our opponent's spam as well. Like, they're single targeting cards that do splash damage, basically. Sometimes, if they're on a good day, they're having their good way, they will go and target things that they're supposed to. But a lot of times they won't. They'll just target one unit when they do splash damage and they don't get their splash damage. So it's a very, very troll card. I'd say the Royal Ghosts and Skeleton Dragons are the two most troll cards in Clash Royale. Y'all let me know if you think that there's something more troll. Royal Ghost whiffs skeletons and then never becomes visible, so then your opponent doesn't target it. And then because it's not targeted, it just ends up allowing your opponent to take your tower. Firecracker misses a lot. And then also, you gotta say that if you're using Skeleton Dragons, they're just the most unreliable source of splash damage in the entire game. Y'all let me know, though. I'm interested to hear what you say in the comment section. Where are the arrows here? Oh, do we hit the Goblin Gang and get the Prince on the tower, please? Come on. Charge, charge, charge. Oh, you were large and in charge, but you didn't get the final blow, bro. That sucked, but hey, it happens. I can't complain. We're 10-1. We're going to get this dub. We're going to get 2 more wins and collect the chest. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Miku, what's up, my guy? I feel like everyone that we're playing against is Japanese or definitely not speaking English right now, or just different languages. It's kind of cool. Depending on what time of day you play, you might just be playing against people from different countries. It's nice that Clash Royale is a global game where you're not just playing against the same people every single day. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section, what time of the day do you play Clash? Do you play it morning, afternoon? Do you grind and just play for 3 minutes a day? Y'all let me know. I'm interested to hear on that end. Anyway, we're going to be dropping our Prince in the back, and we are ready to load up a really formidable attack. Also, I want to win 5 games in a row. If we don't win 5 games in a row, I'll be a little bit disappointed in myself. This is one of my favorite decks in the game. It is sadistically spammy. Once you get an opportunity, you win. And I've played it a lot. I've gotten pretty good at it. And I very rarely lose unless I make misplays. Even against like Evolved Wizard decks, it's not that bad because as I talked about this before in the intro, you got so many tanks. You got multiple tanks. You got the Skeleton King, you got the Mortar, you got the Miner, and you got the Prince. So even against like a Mega Knight right now, I think I should be good. We'll see though. I definitely do want to get a Prince down. I might not be able to get it down in time. We'll see. Okay, we do. Cool. I was thinking about dropping a Miner there, but I was like, I think my heart of hearts, I can eke out the Prince in the nick of time. And yeah, that could have been terrible. Could have left me crestfallen, disjointed, and demoralized with the Mega Knight jumping on my tower. But we pulled out the miracle and pulled away with just enough elixir to sauce out that defense. So I want to be a slippery sir and slime him with a Goblin Gang, but at the same time, like, I just don't trust this guy. So I'm going to split up the Goblin Gang. I want to get damage on both sides ideally. It would be funny because he has a Cannoneer, so he has to defend against bait cards on both sides. He can't just let that go. As much as he wanted to let that go, because the Cannoneer fires so slow, he can't let it. So it just does terribly against Goblin Gang. Splitting it up like that is a fun interaction because we forced out a Bandit and a Bomber, 5 elixir for our 3, so obviously a good trade. I'm going to pop a Skeleton King ability, not because it's a good decision, but because I want to keep our Mortar alive. Generally, the best play is keeping your evolutions alive because you're going to get better trades over time. It doesn't necessarily matter that that was a terrible trade into the Mega Knight because it wasn't ever going to work against the Mega Knight. Just forced out extra elixir that our opponent didn't want to drop. So he went for a zap there. I think that this is ideal for us to go arrows and then go Goblin Gang and then Skeleton King. Down a lot of elixir after that, so we'll see if we can cook him. Maybe we can cook him, or maybe I'm mistook and I don't get the cook. If he Mega Knights, it's fine. We can pop ability. And then I think some of the skeletons will wander towards the tower. Maybe I'm just unlucky. Okay. He is going to go in for a really smart decision. That was really, really, really well played. Dropping the Mega Knight and also Demolisher gives him ample amount of splash damage. So I think I need to go Goblin Gang up high so we can not watch us die. All right, we're good, we're good. We're chilling, we're chilling, we're chilling, we're chilling. We're chilling so hard right now. We go in for a Mortar, pull back the Ram Rider, get the Bomber to lock onto that. If that locks onto my freaking Skeleton King and hits my tower, I lose. Yo, calm down with the aggression, my guy. You are not a nice individual. You are a pretty spicy sir. Oh, he is trying to be sadistic out here. He's spamming as much as he can until his heart is content. Going in for a zap is interesting. I guess that worked out. Well played. I do want to go in for opposite lane pressure, but I don't really have the cards to do it. So I think it's better for us to go in for a Mortar here and just see what happens. Maybe go in for a Prince depending on what happens in the other side. Okay, we got the Skeleton King and we also have the Prince. Overall, pretty good play for us to do that. I know that we want to drop a Skeleton King on the left side as well to build up more pressure. I don't have to respond to that Bomber. It just dies. So if he drops a Mega Knight, then I have to respond, obviously. But usually we're chilling without any damage whatsoever. All right, we can go Goblin Gang and then drop possibly a Mortar here. I don't know. This is looking really spicy. Well played on our opponent's end. He is going to get me to drop that when I don't want to be dropping it. He's getting me to spend a lot more elixir here. I'm going to pop Skeleton King ability. Going for a miner. And then maybe we can get the Skeleton King on the tower, but he's just playing this exceptionally well. Very limited opportunities here against this guy. We are going to go Goblin Gang because I think that's good. We're going to force out an Evo Bomber, which is not a good card for us to play into here. Just got so much ability to defend. We're going to have to go in for a Skeleton King and then maybe not defend this. I don't know. I guess if we arrows, we just kill the Rare Miter. Ooh, that was crazy. That was clutch. That was insane. All right, we take those. Go for this, and let's try to go dual lane pressure because we need to. I need to go get him to do that, and then we can go for a bomber on his bomber and hopefully kill it fast enough. He just Evo zapped me. He just Evo zapped me. He got me. He got me. No way, man. That Evo zap crushed me. All right, we got to go all in the right. That's the only way we win. Literally the only way. Or maybe I can eat it, go Goblin Gang in the left, and try to sauce that out real quick for the one time. If we get arrows on a bomber, it didn't work. We didn't get it. If we arrowed on the bomber and then we got like some miner hits, oh man, we just needed a couple more miner shovel slaps and we didn't get the dub, man. Well played, well played. Genuinely super good gameplay from our opponent. If I played that slightly better, maybe going in for more aggressive plays in the left with dual lane pressure, I could have won the game. I thought I had more time, and, you know, I got shut down and sent to the slammer. Let's go back to the next one and close out these last 2 wins. All right, time to lock in. This guy's got the Sleeping Baby Dragon banner. We're going to catch him snoozing. First play, Goblin Gang at the start, and test the waters, see if we can get some damage. Getting him to go in for a tornado feels good because now we can drop our miner wherever we want, and we know we can't activate King Tower. So go miner bomber here. I think that's a decent decision. Definitely want to drop our miner in the back so we can pull his units back. So then he has to drop units on the miner and also on the bomber simultaneously. So good decisions for us to go in for a Skeleton King as well because the Ice Wizard will die, giving us a 1 skeleton for our Skeleton King. So having a bit of an advantage here going into the game. We're up 300 damage. Finding out that our opponent has a graveyard deck is not ideal, though. It is definitely one of the more difficult matchups for us. I'm going to go Skeleton Dragons as well so we can kill the bomber a bit faster and then also lock onto the Baby Dragon. I've noticed that he's going to have a graveyard deck, obviously because he has Ice Wizard and a whole bunch of cards that are indicative of it. You can make that assessment and be like, oh, he's got this deck. That's what we try to do whenever we play. So I could go for a miner here. I don't think that's the right play. He's going to save his Barbril. He knows that I have more bait cards up my sleeve, so he's he knows. He understands the situation here. I'm going to try to do some cheesy play, though. If I can go for Miner Prince, that's going to be our best bet to win. Miner Prince Bomber. We're dropping it all because he doesn't have Tombstone and Cycle, so he has to go for a Knight, and if the Prince connects, we can just end him. So that's what we're going for here. Yeah, we got him to go in for the Tombstone a little bit later and in a bad spot where it is getting blasted by our units. That's what we're looking for. We were hoping for that type of play where we deplete all of his elixir and force him in a position where he doesn't have the Tombstone to counter our Mortar. So what is he going to do? He's going to go for a Baby Dragon that is bound to die. That Baby Dragon will probably force out a poison for our opponent as well, which ain't that bad either. The Mortar getting the couple shots is decent. Skeleton Dragons forcing the poison puts us in a pretty awesome position. He's saying good game. I don't think it's game yet. I mean, your matchup is probably favoring you because the graveyard gets directly on my tower. So we'll see if we can get this W. Again, we want to get him in a bad card cycle, so we're trying to go Skeleton King and Prince. We'll see how this goes. Maybe we can get him going for a bad Knight. Go for a bad Knight, then he's going to have some nightmares out here. Definitely want to go in for a miner and try to get some value, but not necessarily working as well as we would want. We're trying to go for a Mortar on the other side so we can split lane pressure a bit more and then see what happens. He'll probably Barbril this if I had to guess. And also go in for Skeleton Dragons here. Maybe get him to go for a poison. He's just going to lose that. That's insane. That's really, really good. All right, we can do this. Miner. Definitely go Goblin Gang when we get the opportunity, but for the most part, if we don't get an opportunity, we can't because it'll just go right into a Barbril, right? So don't want to have that happen. Oh, the Prince! A miracle! That is insane! All right, we'll take it. Well, arrows here, and we'll seal the deal. Nice win. So just getting that Prince to get its way through is the way to win, generally. As you guys notice, since he has Barbril in the deck, we can't go Goblin Gang as aggressively. Also, Goblin Gang is a phenomenal answer to Graveyard, so if you don't have that in cycle, you might just die to Graveyard Skeleton swarming you. So something to keep in mind. Don't mind me as we collect the win and jump on to the next one. Let's go, guys. It all comes down to this final game. Will we seal the deal or will we end as a failure at 11-3? Hopefully that's not me. Hey, we got another one. So hopefully we can have more of that Prince behavior. Menacingly charging towards the tower to melt the opponent. That's the way that we like to play Clash Royale, guys. Rely on the prince to completely carry us as he charges through with the victory dance. So this guy's got Inferno Dragon, not super scary card for us to play into at all. Pretty bad into us, actually. The thing is, he probably has some really scary cards because most of the time Lumberjack is going to be paired with something like a Lumberjack freeze deck, and that's not fun to match into at all. However, he didn't freeze. I would have had Skeleton Dragon, so I guess I would have been chilling, but never really know what's up these guys' sleeves. Okay, so I could pop the ability here. I don't know if this is smart. I want a miner as well. This seems really risky. I'm about it. We force a NATO. We get, not a great trade. If he supports this wizard at all, it's bad for me. Just lets it go, then I think we're good, bro. Okay, never mind. He's not a nice sir. He is supporting the wizard, the wild wizard of the west. And it takes 2 shots from the prince. That is abysmal for me. That is really not what you want to see. All right, so we can go Goblin Gang. I think that's a good play. And we can go Skeleton King in the same side because there's no doubt that that's going to give us a pretty big elixir advantage if we can pop an ability in his face again. Yeah, definitely want to go and do that in the face of the bowler. We don't care. We're going to swarm him with skeletons and make that bowler get wrecked. Yeah, we striked it down, and there's a lot of spare skellies here. So if you guys know anything about Skeleton King, even at half bar when it's near the tower, generally going to give you bars of damage, bars of gold out here for real. All right, we're going to go Mortar. We know he's going to have balloons, so I kind of need to save the Skeleton Dragons or my Mortar. Can't really cycle both. It's a bad decision. We can go Prince. I don't want to, though. I just want to pull the Lumberjack as far as possible and then see what we can do here, maybe with a Prince afterward. Get a Miner down. So, I don't know if this is good. I don't think this is good. I think I messed up. Unless... Oh, wait! The Prince isn't getting targeted by the Knight. That's big. That's big. We're forcing a freeze. Yo, let's go. That's huge. Freeze out of cycle is ambitious for our bro because now he doesn't have the cycle that he wants at all. All right, so I bet you he goes Inferno Dragon on this, almost guaranteed. So let's go Skeleton Dragons, make the prediction. He goes Bowler, that's fine too. We go in for the Skeleton King and then pop a Miner here because I think we win the battle with the river. Almost guaranteed, not 100%, but looking good. Looking spicy. All right, we're going to pop ability here, and then we're going to go in for arrows possibly. Go Prince right side so we keep up the pressure. So then if he drops a lot of elixir in the left, he will just lose it to Prince. I don't know what he's going to do. I feel like he's going to have a bad time into this Prince, though. That's all I know. All right, let's go for a Bomber. Flash onto that. Hit the tower once, ideally. Nice. Hit the Mortar here, so then we can force out even more elixir. Reason why we're playing aggressive is we want to keep his elixir low, and he has to defend against this Mortar or it locks onto the tower. So just something to keep in mind. He'll probably freeze. He didn't. Wow, surprising. Is he NATO? No, he doesn't. All right, so if you guys didn't know this, you can Tornado that Miner to the King Tower in any spot, basically, besides the safe spot. So then a decent spot to do that. We're going to go Goblin Gang here. We want to shuffle back to our Miner so then we can arrows him down. You can hold down your spell and see how much damage it does. So just something to keep in mind. Always Miner like a spot that he's not going to predict because he thinks it's going to be safe spot. We never do that. Pretty predictable that we're not doing that, but also at the same time, very funny. All right, so we're going to go Goblin Gang other side to keep the elixir low again. We're going to Bomber here, and then we're going to get a Skeleton Dragons down as well. So instead of fully focusing on defending, the main thing that you guys are likely going to be witnessing from me is just full defense when it makes sense, and when it doesn't, we're going to let it go. Like this Skeleton Dragon staying alive is huge. It's really, really big because now we have the pressure to kill the balloon, so we could cycle a Miner and be fine. But might have had to drop Skeleton Dragons on defense instead of being fully fledged on offense in the last couple seconds if I didn't have that last Skeleton Soldier standing strong. We walk away with a very dominant win here. Despite not having much anti-air defense, you maneuver around the opponent, you apply pressure both sides, and even with just Skeleton Dragons against Blue and Freeze, you will win. Keep the elixir low, and that's how we collect a clean 12. So, jumping right into it, we are getting 11 Royal Deliveries, which is really cool. Getting some skeletons, some elite wild cards from my mini account. Anything that I get on this account is big. Mini P.E.K.K.A is one of my favorite cards in the game. Pancakes. I don't know if you guys like Mini P.E.K.K.A or P.E.K.K.A. For me, Mini P.E.K.K.A is more maneuverable. And Electric Giant, I'm not a fan, you know? It works. It's really good. But personally, whenever I play it, I feel like the games just last so long. I'd rather be spamming at all points in time. Just like with this deck where you're able to outmaneuver and outplay your opponent, or maybe not even outplay, maybe you're skilllessly spamming, but you're finding opportunities and it's more satisfying that way. Let me know down below in the comment section if y'all like running fast cycle decks like this one, if you're team Jake, or if you're team spamming and double or triple elixir like Ejai. Either way, I won't judge you. It's a safe zone here, unless you're an opponent playing into a Skeleton King Prince deck. Can't say that's very safe. It's pretty hazardous when you lose your tower in a couple seconds.